this one?
Okay. This is just my Otter app. It just logs everything that I say, you say, so that way I don't have to type it out myself. So I'm just going to sit that down. And first question is always easiest. Could you say your name and spell it for me?
Sure. Dave Argall, Argall. I'm the state senator in the 29th district, which is Schuylkill and Berks counties.
Okay.
Yeah. This is good.
Okay. So we are talking about blight, which is a huge problem for a lot of local municipalities trying to enforce the particular codes when a property is not up to speed. So there is a gap right now in trying to contact people who own property in order to bring them up to speed. Tell us what that problem is.
Basically, we've passed a lot of good anti-blight laws in the last 10 or 15 years, but there's this one problem with limited liability corporations, LLCs, and they're being used sometimes to just so that people don't have to obey the law. And so that code enforcement can't help find out who these people are to fix the roof, to fix the sidewalk, to stop the building from leaking into their neighbor. And our goal is to close that loophole in the next few weeks.
And most people don't know that local municipalities, their city codes are hard to enforce beyond that particular municipality. What are you seeing that LLCs are doing, or those owners? What are they doing to continue this cycle? Why are code administrators having such a hard time with contacting these people?
Understand that some of them are fine, but some of them, of course, are not, and they use it as a way just to hide and to say, oh, well, we don't know who really owns that building. It's like, come on, yes you do. And so this is going to require them to list information so that the local code enforcement officer, when he has a problem, when she has a problem, they know who to contact and say, hey, fix that roof.
What's missing right now that is now going to be added?
Essentially, it's public information so that they can't use an LLC as a legal loophole to ignore our anti-blight laws.
So things like name, address, something as simple as a phone
Very
number,
basic
email.
information, yes.
It was not included.
Yes, and so the House has moved on this on an overwhelmingly bipartisan vote. My good friend, Representative Doyle Heffley from Carbon County, has a district right next to where I live, passed it through the House. Our goal is to get it through the Senate before the end of June.
And tell us which House bill is this?
This is House Bill 264.
House Bill 264. Now, you all have also passed some other legislation. Another problem was when people actually took possession of these properties that are dilapidated. The codes administrators would have to reissue all the violations to the new owner, which of course takes time, manpower, a lot of paperwork, a lot of organization, and so you all have been able to cut that.
We've tried to do our best. As I said, we've been at this now for years. I learned as a young state representative, any community that has faced economic problems, like the city of Harrisburg, or like communities in Schuylkill County, like Tamaqua or Coaldale or Pottsville, when the coal mine closed, when the steel mill closed, well, that creates some havoc in a community. That leads to blight. But we have given communities, both rural communities and larger cities, we've given them some tools in the toolbox to help them try to fight this plague.
Why do you think that there are so many companies, especially outside the state of Pennsylvania, other states within the U.S., even out of the country, they're buying these properties here? Why is that?
I think everyone in business is always looking for a way to succeed. And again, some of them have the best of intentions, some of them do not, unfortunately. And it's because of the bad actors that we've needed to move ahead with this legislation.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about any other issues you all are seeing in terms of blight. You sit on the Blight Task Force. It's something that you spearhead. What else are you hearing from local administrators who are looking to tackle this problem for their communities?
As I said, we've given local communities more tools in their toolboxes, and that's helpful, but they also need money. And so what I did was I really went to work for the communities that I represent in Schuylkill and Berks County. We found $1 million in grant money for demolition. Some houses can be fixed, some can't, and the only solution is a bulldozer or a wrecking ball. That can get expensive, but again, you don't have a choice. Several years ago, we passed a law to say that when a deed is recorded in a place like Dauphin County at the courthouse, if the county commissioners okay it, they can put up to a $15 fee on every piece of paper that comes through that office, and the county gets to save that money and then use it for demolition. Because again, you can't demolish a building with good intentions. I think about 20 counties all across Pennsylvania have utilized that law. It now brings in millions of dollars for demolition. Because again, tools are helpful, legal tools are helpful, but sometimes it takes cash.
And again, just reiterate your overall goal with the Blight Task Force in order to make Pennsylvania more prosperous and aid in the beautification of it.
I talk about it in terms of breathing new life into older communities, both small communities like Shenandoah, large cities like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, small cities like Harrisburg. It's an extraordinarily, I think, difficult problem, but we have made some serious progress.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, but that's good.
I'm good. Got anything? Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Here's my cheat sheet.
Yes. Thank you. Need this.
Yeah, I almost forgot about the demolition fee bill. That's something we did a couple of years ago now. Some counties have taken advantage of it and some haven't. And some of them that haven't are the ones that need it the most. But, well, what's cool is in the beginning they said, all the money's going to go to Philadelphia. We said, no.